Good morning, I'm Alec Hogg, and here is the Rational Perspective. It's Tuesday, the 25th of November. Well, a good day to celebrate South African business success, and two big names in focus this morning. Starting off with Koos Bekker, his company that he's built from a small backwater South African media business into one of the major media players in the world. In fact, probably the biggest emerging market media company on earth. Naspers today released financial results showing that the train keeps rolling. 39% bottom line growth from the company, generated primarily from its investment in Tencent. Now that itself is worth revisiting. When Naspers made its investment into Tencent, it had just written off tens of millions of dollars on a similar investment in China, and that was in an internet service providing company. But, of course, Bekker stuck to his guns, and together with his right-hand man, Anthony Roux, went along to Tencent, a small company, about 30 people at the time, based in Hong Kong, an instant message wannabe, made the investment, supported them, went down from 50% to 30% in the listing of Tencent, but that listing has given the company a market value which now, well, the share that Naspers has in Tencent is even greater than the market cap of Naspers itself. Interesting aside on this is that Tencent is in the news this morning for its own efforts into the United States. It's taking on its global rival, WhatsApp, in the heartland of the US. And what Tencent is doing is very interesting and perhaps a lesson for the rest of us looking to globalize our businesses. It's using the expat Chinese, both students and those who work in the United States, to promote WeChat, its instant messaging operation, and to use that to attack WhatsApp in its own backyard. A fascinating development there and a big success for South African business. Also in the news from a South African perspective is Ivan Glasenberg. Well, very small deal that he's done in Australia through his Glencore getting together with Peabody. It's to try and rationalize their costs on the coal side. But the big story that came out on Bloomberg late last night or early this morning South African time is a leading UK banker got together in a meeting with hedge funds in London and told them that Glasenberg's acquisition of Glencore by Glencore of Rio Tinto is inevitable. It's only a matter of time. Well, Glencore's had a run at Rio Tinto already. Rio Tinto rebuffed it. And now, according to the law of the London stock markets, it has to wait 6 months until it can come back again. But the UK banker was in the secret meeting telling hedge funds, it's inevitable. It is something that will happen. It's almost like you have the first step in the process being make the original bid. It was rebuffed by the Rio Tinto board, and now Glasenberg will be able to come out all guns firing in a few months' time. What is interesting about this is that Johannesburg-born Glasenberg will have created, should this acquisition of Rio Tinto go through, the biggest resources group in the world. And he's done it through hard work, through smart capital allocation, and through sticking to his strategy. Should the transaction be concluded at some point in future, Glencore would exceed the size of the Australian group BHP Billiton. Isn't that something to celebrate? This has been the Rational Perspective.